You know exactly what you want to say in English. Like, the words are perfectly arranged in your head, but the second you open your mouth, you just completely freeze, and suddenly you don't trust yourself at all.
Welcome to English Unfiltered.
So today we are doing a deep dive into the hidden psychology of why this happens. Because, we really want to uncover why your brain basically sabotages you when you try to speak a second language.
Right, and the biggest secret here is that this freezing up, it actually has absolutely nothing to do with your vocabulary. It is purely a brain processing issue.
Wait, really? Like nothing at all?
Nothing. It's just not a language problem.
Okay, so looking at cognitive load, it honestly feels less like you don't know the words and more like trying to drive a manual transmission car while doing long division in your head.
Yes. That is the perfect analogy, because you are demanding your brain to execute just a massive amount of tasks all at once. Like you are checking grammar rules, right?
Of course.
And you're stressing over the exact physical pronunciation of vowels, all while frantically searching your mental dictionary for the right word.
And on top of that, you're constantly scanning the other person's face for weird reactions. Like, are they judging me?
Precisely. Because you are terrified of making a social mistake, and that triggers a totally separate stress response in your body.
Wait, so it's a literal system overload?
It literally is. Your brain has a strict energy budget, you know. So when you force the logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, to do all that heavy lifting, it actively steals energy away from the parts of your brain that handle fluid automatic speech.
Oh, wow. So by trying to be perfect, you're actually choking your own processing power.
Exactly. You are thinking too hard, which literally makes you speak worse.
And then your hardware just stalls out.
Yeah.
Which leads to this massive emotional hangover, right? The physical hesitation isn't just physical, it bleeds straight into your psychology.
Oh, absolutely. When every single sentence feels like navigating a minefield, your brain starts to link the actual act of speaking with danger.
Which just completely destroys your baseline confidence.
Right. It erodes it entirely.
And then comes the post-conversation spiral.
Yeah.
You know exactly what this is. You finish a perfectly normal interaction, you walk away, and immediately your brain attacks you. Like, did that sound weird? Was that natural?
But did I use the wrong tense back there?
Yes. You just unconsciously replay the whole interaction on a loop.
Which just breeds chronic self-doubt. You convince yourself you're terrible at English, but really, you're just exhausted from the mental gymnastics.
Well, and that exhaustion gets so much worse because of the native speaker illusion.
Right, because you look at a native speaker, you see how effortlessly they talk, and you use it as a weapon against yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you are running on totally different operating systems.
Wait, because they aren't calculating grammar?
Never. Native speakers rely on established neural pathways. They use a mechanism called chunking.
Chunking? What is that?
So it means they retrieve entire phrases and sentences as single blocks of memory. They aren't building sentences word by word like a puzzle. They are running on automatic.
While you, the learner, are stuck in manual conscious processing.
Exactly. And that one difference changes everything. It dictates your perceived certainty. You sound unsure because you are literally calculating, and they sound confident because they are just pressing play on a recording.
Okay, wait. That is actually huge. If we look at this distinction between conscious calculation and automatic chunking, this means you actually know way more English than you think you do.
That is the absolute crucial takeaway here.
Yes. Like, if your brain is bogged down because it's running a background check on every single word, it's not failing to find the language. It is just over-detecting potential mistakes before you even speak.
Right. You are catching and filtering out errors that honestly don't even matter in the real world. Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time.
They really do.
But they just don't care. They keep the rhythm going. So true language confidence isn't about having a flawless vocabulary. It is about achieving cognitive freedom.
Meaning just turning off the filter.
Essentially, yeah. Trust the neural pathways you already have. A fluid, slightly imperfect sentence is vastly better for human connection than a perfectly calculated sentence delivered with sheer terror.
I absolutely love that concept. It shifts everything from perfect grammar to mental trust.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to really sit with this idea today. Next time you find yourself freezing up or stumbling over a word, reframe the narrative in your head. What if your awkward pauses aren't a sign of bad English at all, but just proof of a hyperactive brain working overtime to protect you?